Okay, guys, summer is approaching. It is time to switch to some more healthier options. Well, healthy-ish, if you know me. I love roasted garlic, and I came across a recipe where you can create roasted garlic olive oil as well. So I came up with a recipe thinking I could use the roasted garlic in the chimichurri sauce. And I know that traditionally people use chimichurri on steak, but I said, you know what, we're trying to lighten things up. Let's try this on chicken. So I roasted my garlic in some olive oil on low for about 35 minutes. And then I chopped up some fresh parsley, some fresh cilantro, and a small onion. I added that into my bowl and I gave that a nice mix. To that, I added some red wine vinegar. I believe by the time everything was all included, I may have added about 4 tablespoons, but I'll be sure to list all of my ingredients in the description box. Now, this is going to be something that you can kind of, play around with your flavor and your taste buds, but I'll list what I did. To that, I added some Mexican oregano, as well as some salt, pepper, and some crushed red pepper. From there, I chopped up some of that roasted garlic. I like a good amount of garlic. So again, this is something that you can kind of play around with, but I think I probably added about half of the garlic. And then I also added half of that roasted garlic olive oil. This really elevates that chimichurri sauce. And the good thing about it is when you do it when the oil is still warm and you set it to the side, it just flavors the herbs and all of the aromatics kind of just marry and come together really well. So we want to get this done first, and then we'll start on the rest of the dish. Once I had everything in a bowl, I added a little bit of smoked paprika. The smoked paprika helps with the color, and then it also adds a little level of sweetness, just very mild. But I do love the color that the paprika brings into the oil. So once you have everything together, you want to set it to the side. I did not refrigerate it. I just kept it on my countertop. From there, I started to boil my pasta. I'm using this tricolor rotini. You want to cook it according to the instructions on the box. I believe I boiled it about 9 or 10 minutes. From there, I drained it and I rinsed it in some cold water. I sauteed some red and yellow peppers as well as some onions. I did use a little bit of that garlic oil to fry up my vegetables to give it some more flavor. But from there, I took it and I added that right into the bowl with my pasta. I then added some cherry tomatoes. We're going to go ahead and season up this pasta. I started off with some of this Olive Garden Italian dressing. You can use whatever Italian dressing you have, but I really like the Olive Garden dressing. This dish is going to be kind of lukewarm, I guess, if you want to say. It's not necessarily a hot or cold dish. But to that, I added some of that chimichurri sauce. And you want to taste as you go along. Personally, I use about half of the chimichurri sauce. And I also seasoned it with salt and pepper. The pasta has absolutely no flavor, so you definitely want to make sure that you season this well and you keep it nice and saucy because the sauce will dry up. So I think I added about maybe a cup and a half of that Olive Garden dressing, but keep in mind I did use 2 boxes of the pasta. So if you're cooking for a smaller family or you want a smaller batch, then definitely only use 1. But that Italian dressing mixed with that garlic chimichurri sauce, that salt and pepper, guys, I'm telling you, it was so delicious. And I love a good pasta salad, but I don't think I've ever had it with the chimichurri sauce. And then I used a bit of that leftover roasted garlic. I did like a rough chop on this. You can, mince it if you want, but I'm going to tell you something. Biting into that pasta salad and you come across a chunk of that good old roasted garlic, oh my God, it is so delicious. Absolutely. So like I said, go ahead and season to taste on this, but I personally use about half of that chimichurri sauce. You want to make sure that everything is balanced, so you should be able to see some of the bits and parsley and cilantro in your pasta, and then you'll know that you're pretty much there. So that I did add some of this Parmesan Romano cheese to the pasta just to give it a little bit more flavor. Guys, like I said, this is a medium back now. Y'all know last year I was on my weight loss journey. I'm almost nearing the end of my breastfeeding, so I'm definitely going to get back into that. But I am trying to test different recipes just to keep myself balanced. But look how good that pasta looks. You can see it's nice and saucy. You can see all of your fresh herbs. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set that to the side and get started on our chicken breast. Again, you want to season the chicken well. To this, I did add some salt, pepper. I added some sazon, and it adds a nice flavor to it. Since we're going to be using the cilantro, it just kind of helps balance the flavors. I did also add some Mexican oregano and some Tony Chimichurri Creole seasoning. You can use whatever your favorite seasonings are. You know, like I said before, a recipe is just to give you an idea and inspiration. If you want to follow exactly what I did, then I will list everything. And then I also added some paprika. Once that's done, you're going to flip your chicken over and season the other side as well. Once the chicken was done, I went and I heated up my skillet. To that skillet, I added the rest of that garlic olive oil. Guys, we are putting flavors in every level, as much flavor as we can. I like well-seasoned food, and if I'm going to try to eat healthier, I need to make sure the flavors are keeping me entertained because I do get bored easily. So go ahead and, I went and cooked my chicken breast. I said about 3 or 4 minutes on each side. I kind of continued to cook until the chicken was done. Again, chicken needs to be done at 165 degrees internally. And I still even occasionally use my thermometer to test my chicken. If that is you, you want to make sure you are testing the thickest part of the chicken. I did not want to dry my chicken breast out, but I did want to get a nice sear on it and get some nice color. Once my chicken was done, I took it out of the pan and put it on a plate, covered it with foil, let it rest, and I continued to cook the remaining chicken breast. Once the chicken has had time to settle, I went and I sliced my chicken breast, and then I got everything in place to start plating. To my plate, I did put a little bit more cheese on the pasta. This is definitely optional, but I do feel like it did a little something to it because when you put that hot chicken on top, it kind of stuck to the chicken a little bit. So that cheesy chicken, that garlic, and the pasta, and then we have this beautiful chimichurri sauce. The sauce is so flavorful. The red pepper flakes give it a nice little hint of spice. And it was just a wonderful dish altogether. I came up with this just randomly one night, and I was definitely pleased with it. Once I had everything plated, I took some lemon juice and just squeezed some fresh juice all over the top. And that was my plate. And here's the finished product, guys. I think it looks amazing, and it tastes even better. If you try it, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching.